Man, if wishes were fishes, right? Boy, that was a interesting meeting. Uh, keep everything top secret. Don't tell anybody. So sorry for being late though, y'all. Had some business to take care of, so we had to, you know, push things back a few minutes. But y'all already know. Look, it's about to be some fun times at the FAMU. It's about to be things up too.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started. Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does! And that might be the knockout punch.
Man, look, did y'all catch all that? Did y'all catch the tea? Okay, so um, let me go ahead and put it out there for those that are going to ask the questions and those that are going to say it. No, I don't have some inside list. I sat in the same meeting you did, but also not an idiot. So there's this thing called deductive reasoning that kind of lets you know, like, here's some of the ideas that we have. So uh, let's go ahead and expound upon those because yeah, that just was an interesting situation we had on today. But before we get there, let's start talking about the basketball team. Both of them did what they do. So, what's up, little baby? Tara T, Evening Rattlers. Look, uh, in the words of Kanye West and the crew, just in case you forgot, you're champion. So, you know, I like to remind people every once in a while. But for today, we're reading between the lines. So, no, I don't have inside information. Nobody gave me a list. I sat in the same meeting you did, and I was able to notice some of the commonalities, instantly put two and two together, and two plus two should make four. So in this case, I'm gonna read between the lines a little bit and see what they told us. But before we do that, the women's team went out there, caught an L at Arkansas Pine Bluff. It's a pretty good basketball program though. So if you're kind of upset like how we lost to them, their coach was kind of in the running for the FAMU job. So, just saying, she's had a nice little track record of doing things over there and whatnot. So give the lady some credit, man. Now the men's, oh, 2-point loss. We're gonna see. Now they play tomorrow, I believe, against Valley. The men are projected to win. We'll see. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and bet the farm that they're gonna win. Also, FAMU track was out there doing the thing. Get some of those results a little bit later, but FAMU track's pretty solid. Like respectfully, put some respect on what coach is doing over there because it is a pretty solid job so far. So, again, we're gonna read between the lines a little bit. As little baby says, we're gonna use deductive reasoning, facial expressions, and every kind of body language because there was a few times it was kind of obvious, like, okay, this guy's that guy. What's up, Ashley? How you doing there? Like, but it was obvious, like, oh, this is the person that this person wants, and we're gonna talk about that whole. Can we get a fifth person in here, potentially? Because that went on for a good like 15, 20 minutes of wasting our time. Look, I didn't talk about the bowling thing on purpose. I ain't gonna lie, Tam. That's not a good look. Um, let's go ahead and jump there though, since we put it there. If y'all didn't see, and go back, I asked this question when we hired the coach. I was like, man, she's got no experience, but that's not new. None of the coaches AD Sykes has hired have any head coach experience. But it's like, hey, non-revenue producing sport, y'all aren't gonna care. Well, I was wrong because you care. Partially because a lot of the team's not there anymore. And they just did so well in the SWAC last year. And now you're going back, you're looking at the production now. It don't look the same. We didn't finish in first place. How about that? And one of the players especially says, I was dismissed from the team because I was focusing on my studies. One of your teams with one of the highest APRs, like highest APR scores, highest GPAs, a student athlete with a very high GPA that was actually a good player. She wasn't a bum. Gets kicked off the team. Look, it don't look good. That's all I got for you. Like, I'm not gonna level or levy any type of judgment on the situation because I don't have all the facts in front of me. But from the outside looking in, as a person that's a booster and alumni, when a student athlete is hitting that finals week, and they say, I need extra time to focus on my studies, and then they catch the boot, and then other players catch the boot that were a part of a winning team that had high grades, that for all intents and purposes did everything you asked them to do. I just don't think it looks good. Like, and then it looks even worse when the student puts out there, I tried to make contact and no one got back to me. Like, again, I'm not here to levy judgment. I'm not on team fire that lady in public, but it doesn't look good. Like, and other things that don't look good since we kind of in there, the budget thing is due tomorrow. Like, go back to that same episode, um, and where we were talking about that. She brought up the budget in a booster meeting, and we were in the black. Months later, you're talking about the budgets in the red, and we had some surplus events and activities that took place that gave you some shots in the arm, like the SWAC championship. We kept the tickets. That, for all intents and purposes, it was sold out. Like, whether or not you showed up or not, you still paid the premium to be in that. That was like a $50 ticket. You got about $250,000 from the Celebration Bowl. That's per her in the booster meeting. So I'm not just saying stuff that's unsupportive. Like, you can go back to a booster meeting, check their notes, and you can kind of see it's documented there. So, again, inquiry minds are starting to ask what's going on. So, yeah. Yeah, she got to find a coach in a few days and develop a budgeting plan. Look, because I told y'all, look, they out there. So, because they trying to get rid of her. There's a lot of folks. So, watch your neck. That's all I got for you. Now, for the coaching search, if y'all did not go back and watch, I don't know if Scott did the whole video this time. And I love what Keith says. I want AD Sykes to be successful. I do too. And so I don't want to come off as if doom and gloom. I don't like this lady. Whatever. I told y'all before. I've met her in person several times. I don't have any personal issues with her. In this coaching search of the football coach, this is where I'm frustrated as a fan and as an alumni, and how it looks. Because when we saw this meeting today, and I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. My man Earl Haggerson, he was like, man, this job was so easy. You could have just blindfolded yourself, put some pictures on the wall, and throw a dart, and pick one of the coaches. Because honestly, at the culmination of this meeting, what we got was that the search firm said the best coaches to hire were already at FAMU. And it's like, no feces, Sherlock. We knew this. And you could see, like, they were trying. Now, they did, make some outside suggestions. One of them, Reggie Barlow. And shh, top secret. Don't tell anybody. Because they sure as sugar gave you a description of every single coach. Like, let's sit up here like, oh yeah, this shouldn't leave these rooms because of sunshine laws and all this other stuff. But yeah, this guy, he's been the SWAC coach of the year. He's got a SWAC championship, and he just won a championship at the respective league that he's coaching at. And I'm sitting over here like, so we just gonna we gonna play this game. It's like NCAA 18 or NCAA 13. 6'2", 200-pound quarterback, Florida State. Just doesn't have his name. Give me a Jameis Winston. Okay. Like, it was obvious. Like, some of the names, you're just sitting there like, that's Reggie Barlow. And it was just dead obvious. Like, how many black coaches just won the national championship for either a college or professional football league? I can name two off the top of my head. One of them just left. It's deductive reasoning. Again, I'm gonna give y'all something my daddy said. And Sam Hadley said it best. Never assume that somebody's a fool. Like, I always assume somebody know a little something. Like, because in this case, boy, y'all thought I was stupid. And I was sitting here like, I ain't gonna say it. I was gonna skip all of this. I ain't gonna lie. And then when Scotty did, I was like, oh man, it's already out there. I ain't breaking news in. Like, we saw this. Like, like old people on the house. Look, it was obvious. Like, did they shut off Skip Town to remove his video? I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I watched the video. I didn't watch script. So I saw the end of his show after the meeting, but I didn't watch his stuff and I didn't press record because I do believe in not betraying their trust. But once it's already broke, bruh, it's out there. I can't. You can't take this back. Like, hey, all you people on YouTube, all across the world, act like you didn't see this meeting we just put out there where we just literally told y'all descriptions of every coach. And they did. And Reggie Barlow would be a great hire. I mean, he would be coming to FAMU from a professional league. He's had success at Alabama State. Like, he's a SWAC guy. He is SWAC, baby. like he comes in there and you can just play, who is SWAC? Who is SWAC? Like, Reggie Barlow SWAC. And look, I mean, last time I checked, the champions of the SWAC are FAMU, so we SWAC too. But like, you can't make some of this up. Like, I'm sitting over there like, oh, that's Reggie Barlow. Like, I ain't even lie, I wasn't even next to the computer. I was in a whole other room taking care of something. I was like, oh, that's Reggie Barlow. That's this guy. So look for his name to be up there. Other one, Cozy. Like, and it was so obvious when it was Cozy. I think he was number 16. I should have took the number off. He was on every stakeholder's list. Every single one. Like, you can't deny it. Like, Nate Dogg and whomever else, fabulous. Like, you can't deny he was the top pick. Absolutely. Like, number one with a bullet on there. Like, he was the man they wanted. Kelvin Dean points that out. The students are literally like, this is our top guy. This is the guy we want. Trying to make sure. Look, because there are other guys whose numbers I put up there. Whoops. Take his number off just in case somebody wants to claim anonymity. Yeah, there we go. So look, I told y'all I wasn't gonna do it. I saw Scotty do it. I was like, man, bump that. I'm going on snitch. But yeah, Cozy, he was on every stakeholder's list. Previous coaching experience, he was a head coach, and he's been here for a year. And the players seem to be very supportive of him. But the funniest part for him was they were trying to go every direction but internal. and you can tell the top four are all internal coaches. Like, and they were like, yeah, well, what about this number five? And they're like, no, you can only interview four. We good. Because honestly, the problem is, again, stop assuming people are stupid. We know the rules for working in the state. Because guess what? A lot of us are state employees. A lot of us that work for the state. As long as you hire 3 people in the state of Florida, you're good. I, I can have you, him, and her come in. And the second you come in, how's your interview? I ask you your questions. All right, great job. Them two, boom, boom. All right, appreciate it. I was gonna hire you the whole time, but I just needed the 2 so I can get the 3. And sometimes you just get people like, hey man, I just need you to apply for the job. I'm gonna give you an interview. I'll scratch your back later. You scratch mine. I got you. It happens all the time. State of Florida. But in this case, man, that thing was so obvious it wasn't funny. Colsey is the number 1 pick. Like, and it may not be her number 1 pick, but the stakeholders have spoken and spoken again. Is Colsey, Billy Rowe, and everybody else. Like, it's just it's funny. We got people said, ooh, not just that, man. The sneak dissing was hot with Reggie Barlow. Like, the sneak dissing was hot. I ain't gonna put a man out there, but yeah, because the question was like, have we vetted all the coaches' histories? I think that was President Johnson and somebody else. And it was like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, y'all petty. Ooh, I don't know if I'd have did that. I look, I'm like Blazing Saddles. Not to tell a family secret, but boy, y'all cousins was out there. Look, they forgot. FAMU was as petty. They was highly petty. They were like, do we know this person's background? Do we know their history? And they were so professional with it. Like, I'm like, man, that's the level of petty I aspire to. Like, I just literally put you out there for the world. And we just kept moving. Like, oh, you're a finalist, but yeah, that's gonna be a problem for me. I'm just saying. Okay. Like, them folks, like, yeah. Like, the other one, I think when the search committee said diversity, they had to be Smitty. Yep. Smitty or the offensive coordinator. Like, them's the twos. Like, now the other one, Fred McNair. He was one of the finalists, but there was a lot of hemming and hawing with that one. And will we meet his financial demands? He was the coach of the year. He's a program builder. He definitely had a ceiling at Alcorn. Does he have a different ceiling at FAMU? But remember, part of the problem with the whole Alcorn thing was bro wanted a raise, like a significant raise. Like, he wanted to be up there, and he hadn't not earned it. Like, bro did earn the raise, but Alcorn was like at a ceiling. Like, they kind of were like, it is what it is. You're gonna do what you're gonna do at Alcorn. Sorry, bro. But he's definitely on that list. Like, but shh, don't tell anybody. Because it's supposed to be a secret, even though we're telling you this person was coach of the year. We might struggle to meet their financial demands. They have a lot of success in the SWAC. Like, y'all folks did a crappy job of keeping that stuff a secret. I'm just gonna say it like that. Like, just gonna keep it like that. Like, we got Ashley. Can she still pick? Look, that's what happened with the selection athletic director. I mean, I get that later, but I'm not gonna say what Scotty said. Y'all have heard. Y'all know. Was she the top pick? Not exactly. Is she who we got? Yep, surely is. Little baby, due to the pay grade put out in the short turnaround, the firm said they're going to have to look at candidates who were a part of the staff. It makes sense. I mean, because in some areas, you're just replacing a salary. Like, this person gets a raise, you bring a new person. Like, either way, you're going to still pay the same. But just saying, like, let's see, little baby. The biggest thing about Fred, is he a good fit for our culture? Also, it's known Fred did not call any plays, and he doesn't like the transfer portal. I told you about that transfer portal. Y'all won't believe me though. Now the thing about that, and sorry about that. I got to give Brian his credit. Brian Fulford, ONG Strike Zone. Fred used the junior college system. Mississippi has a really good junior college system. Like that's where Last Chance U was shot. Coffee was in Kansas, but you have quite a few there. He used that a lot. Can he switch to using the transfer portal? Because that's one of the things that's really big with Billy Rowe. Like you have this connections to all these coaches in South Florida, but some of that is also a lot of these kids are bounce backs. Like, hey, this kid's coming back home. How do we do with this? How do we manage that? So let's see. EA, Coach Simmons did 3 jobs. Thank you. And what's up, Mr. Kitchens? Look, I don't have the picture ready. If I would have known, I'd have had the picture ready, man. Mr. Kitchens thought it not robbery. Take a picture with me at the USF game. So FAMU versus USF, highly respect and endear Mr. Kitchens. So always love getting a moment of his time. And he never tells me to go away. He's always like, oh, yeah, man, come on. Share, yeah. He shares a lot of knowledge, wealth of knowledge. But and look, what happened to it? What happened with somebody moved it? Oh, I got my QB thing. I got it. Look, I ain't forgot about Smith's Kitchens. Somebody moved it though. So, but I got my quarter 5 back thing ready. So y'all support Mr. Kitchens there. But that's part of the thing. Like Willie wore so many hats. And then the other question, will there be a need to have salaries for both positions? Good question. I think you got to pay somebody that can do both. That's why, some of the question was, on some of the folks you can get. Now this other one, hey, rolling. Look, obvious. Billy Roll has been the name every stakeholder that is over the age of 30 has said. Oh, all the old folks who say the word coach. The next coach at Florida A&M University needs to be Billy Roll. Yeah. Every person that says coach, that's what they want. That's they want. That's they want. And he's a good fit. Like he's got ties to the South Florida. The stakeholders love him. He's a fan favorite. But then the other thing about it is he was on every list. Like every list had Billy Roll on it. Like he resonates. And so it's like, this is one of the layups that you could have just right after Willie left, and it would have been all right. Yes, Tamara, Corch. And you know what? It's a Tallahassee thing. I'm not even mad. Like I love it. But Billy Roll's got those connections in South Florida. He's got the experience. He's in the FAMU Hall of Fame. So instant credibility to the stakeholders. Like sometimes, especially in my youth, when I was a little younger, I didn't understand, like, why we get this dude? He kind of old. He ain't been here. But then you start realizing the money people like him. Oh, okay. That's one of the reasons Billy Roll is a great addition. And he also gets it. Like, he gets it. Like, they say in South Florida too? Oh, y'all say? Oh, look, Billy would take 180 if he could afford an OC. Would he though, EA? Look, I ain't gonna lie. Billy coming out the drop program might lose a little money. I ain't gonna lie. I'm in the drop program. I'm looking at the numbers. Y'all, we need to be talking at least 250, 300. I got to replace what I lost. Like, Billy retired. My parents retired. Look, my dad right now, he might because he been out the drop program long enough, but that's a real question, though. That man retirement, y'all messing with his money. He said, yeah, okay. If Billy going to take the 180 and get an OC, I'm here for it. Like, Now the other one, who should have been the head coach from the word go, but y'all are prejudiced. Smitty Rock. Smitty was highly rated, and I like somebody who put up there like we need a little diversity. I don't know about that hire. There's a little bit of diversity as far as the coaching there. Comes from a diverse background. Oh, he's from Perry. Like they're just like black people. Like just yeah, it's Perry. I don't know what to tell you. Like, but Smitty Rock's the defensive coordinator, but he's coached on the offense as well. And he was an assistant head coach. The giveaways with Smitty Rock, a coach who's won a national championship. Smitty Rock won a national championship at Florida State. Smitty Rock has a national championship at Florida A&M. Smitty Rock has an SEC championship, multiples. Smitty Rock has bowl championships, multiple. Like, you start looking at this thing and you start realizing Ryan Smith's a darn good option as a coach. Like, yeah, look, I hear y'all. Like one of my boys, I ain't gonna say his name. Like, hey man, I want a black coach at a black school. I'm cool with that. Y'all realize like, every white coach at FAMU's got a championship? I'm just saying, like every one of them that's there has a championship, like head coach. And the last basketball one that was white, we went to the tournament. Basketball was good back then, remember? But yeah, I'm just saying, FAMU baseball, not national championship, sorry, conference championship. I misspoke. SWAC champions, volleyball, SWAC champions, football. I mean, if he were to become the head coach, national champions. I mean, and SWAC champions. So I'm just saying, say what you will, but money is green, and championships are championships. And one thing you don't argue with is rings. Like, I'm just saying. All right, Lil Baby says, the thing is, she wants a candidate with longevity. No, nothing like a retiree with no major career aspirations. I mean, I'm just saying. I think Billy Rowe gives you a solid 5. And I think that's pretty good. Like Gratis is the analyst for those championships. Assistant, I believe the assistant coach and position coach for some of those. So yeah, I think at UF he's a position coach. I think at Florida State's a position coach too. So just saying, I think he was there with Jimbo actually. So I say what y'all will about Smitty Rock. Smitty Rock messed with y'all the long way. Like, and the players love him. Thank you, Tamara. Like, I pointed this out, but his student athletes parrot what he says. Like, go and look at the defensive players. They literally put up there 1 + 2 = go hunt. You look at the offensive coordinator, he puts up there 1 + 2 = go hunt. Like, you see it over and over again. In the wrestling world, he's over. Like, Smitty would be like the baby face that everybody loves. Like, he's definitely not a heel. He definitely got a heel. Now, the other one, yeah. They said this one like a couple times. Kevin Sumlin, there's another one. They threw him under the bus. Ooh, they threw him under the bus so bad. Like, will he meet the financial demands of the university? Like, he getting paid $450,000 at Maryland right now. Like, right this second, that brother getting $450K. So you gonna pay him $450, but you wouldn't give Willie $500? I'm just saying. Never as coach as HBCU as a head coach. And then, I'll let y'all do the rest because them folks did throw him under the bus. It's like, have we checked the records of some of these people? And I'm sitting over there like, dang, y'all real petty. Like, y'all petty. Like, oh, yes, what's their track record? Do they have a criminal record? And you sitting up there like, shh, shut up. You ain't got to tell nobody about all that. Like, that was how long ago? He's a new person. It was on a Sunday. That brother might have been saved and dipped in the water. And you over there confessing his sins for him. But what? man, they was spilling all the tea. Go back and watch that thing if you can. Let's see, Mr. Kitchens. Since we paying a search firm to look for a coach, can we pay them another 20 to find them? Look, you might as well. Just saying. I mean, since we keeping it a beam, Mr. Kitchens, you might as well. Yeah, I ain't got nothing against the guy. He pretty cool as a person, but yeah, it ain't gonna work. Terry Albany State last coach, he was, and he put them on a solid foundation. Like honestly, remember when they almost beat us? Like, I'm just saying, when he was the head coach, they gave us a fight. Hell, West Florida. Like, I'll keep it a beam with y'all. If Buddy had a good 2 more years in him, I would have made that call myself. Like, I would have been like, hey, you play quarterback, you're a white Willie Simmons. Come on, man. Like, I'm just saying. Like, but Kevin Sumlin, yeah, question is, can you afford that brother? What the Williams brother, the Winans brothers? The question is, can you afford that Negro? No, 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 no. Yeah, no, I got 0 cents and that much chill. But real talk, that brother's not gonna take that pay cut just to become a head coach. Like he might, but even still, he's not a long-term solution if he does. Like you coming in making that kind of money. Like now there was a couple other ones though. Like, uh-oh, Dexter, I'm at the opinion 80 do not select coach role because he's too seasoned and he knows what he wants. Look, you're not wrong. Now the other ones, these some wild cards up here. And I threw them up there for poops and giggles. But one of them actually, offensive coordinator, he apply for it. We're gonna see if he get it. Now the other one, I threw it out there, and it was one of those things. At first, it sounded crazy, and then I was like, it makes a lot of sense. Actually, I don't think you want to come back to Tallahassee, but your son's on the football team. They kept saying this person has Power 5 experience. They've been at a large school. Will they take the significant pay cut to come here? And it's like, would you want them at FAMU? I mean, honestly, no. I wouldn't want Jimbo at FAMU. And it's not because I don't like Jimbo. I just don't think he'd enjoy it. Now, I think he would love Rattler Nation, but I think that facilities and other stuff, man, look. But the thing Brian pointed out, look, this is what I said. He got money in the bank. And then if he takes his job and it's not at the FBS level, does he get 2 checks? Like, look, I'm just saying. Like, do I want him as a coach? No. Jimbo's playbook is legendarily like extensive. But at the same point, you can't just say that he wouldn't take it, like just to get out there. Now, how long are you gonna stay? About 2 years and a quarter. Y'all get a couple good seasons. Oh, he deuces. He gone. Like, let me go back to the Power 5, man. I went to Texas A&M. I struggled a little bit. Came back to Tallahassee. I found the magic again. Like, and look, the same reason I ain't mad about FSU firing Willie Taggart. Like, look, I was up in arms. They fired Willie Taggart. I was like, y'all realize their brother got fired and got a new job like a few weeks later. That brother was getting 3 checks at one time, like $1 million checks. Like, man, y'all better stop. Like, but let's see. I said Texas A&M didn't pay him to go away for them, but from football. Look, I'm making that kind of money. I ain't coaching nothing. I'm about to find me some other hobby. When did he win? And why would you give up those millions? He won at Florida State. He was okay at Texas A&M, but you can't be getting paid that kind of money. Like, but like EA said, 17. Didn't he got a $100 million contract? So you're gonna go to making 100,000 and some change. And then what about the APR? Man, look, there we go. And I think that's one of the questions we started to have. We started to ask. If you watching the Chiefs and Bills game, boy, they about to have a fight. Yeah, yeah. You might want to turn the TV right there, right fast. They about to start throwing hands. Uh, but I think that's one of your big questions that you're going to ask with some of these coaches. Like, do they care about APR? Like, I'm not completely in disagreement or a disagreement with AD Sykes with some of her qualifications. Now, how many ACC titles did he win? Like three. I know one, of course, but I thought he won like two or three. But that's off the top of my head. So look, I like Florida State, but I love FAMU. So, uh, but yeah, like that's got to be a question. And some of this, look, while y'all over here saying we misogynistic, y'all got to check these stuff, and you got to check yourself on that because look at the qualifications to get the football coaching job compared to qualifications it took to become the basketball coach and the bowling coach. Hell, you had never had to coach to become the coach for one of them. At least for the football coach, you had to have some experience. Like, I mean, Buddy may not be who you wanted, but the ones she was chasing, they was already head coaches. Like, I ain't speaking ill of the, folks, but just want to throw that out there in the air. Like, yeah, these credentials of becoming the head coach at FAMU were lengthy. Where was that for the basketball team? What was that for the bowling team? Is that going to be for the men's basketball team? Or we just going to sit up here and act like we just don't care? I mean, I can look at the stands and tell how y'all feel about FAMU basketball right now. But and then, yeah, we're good with APR finally with a fully staffed compliance department. Exactly. And that's the other part of this. Like when we're looking at some of these coaches, like I think that's part of the reason for the in-house desire and the desire to have an in-house staff person. They've already started working with the compliance people, and they know the kids who struggle. Like let's be real. We all know that one kid that man, y'all know he don't take the class. He ain't gonna go to class unless you say something to him. We all know this. But at the same point, if the coach you knew coming in, hey man, I'm gonna give you a shot. Man, come the fall, he's ineligible. Well, I was giving him a chance. Well, how did you not know? I'm new. Nobody wants that excuse. Because at this point, your butt should have been new. Your butt should have been here already ago. You should have been here 2 weeks ago. Because one of the things that we keep saying, hey, National Signing Day is in like 3 weeks. You should have a coach by National Signing Day. Like, and I don't mean like the day. You should have a coach by Friday. Like, if you want to salvage this recruiting class and try to get a few more, you need to get some kids. Because guess what? Chennis Berry just came to Central Florida and got another kid. He got a quarterback from D-Land. He just came down to Florida and got your guy that was overrunning your football program. He came to Florida last week and got a player. So guess what's happening? In your absence, Alabama State has come to Florida and got recruits. South Carolina State has come to Florida and got recruits. North Carolina A&T, I don't know if Buddy's still committed, but they have a quarterback from Central Florida. So in your time of trying to figure this out and trying to make whatever into your own image, you messing up. You messing up the system. Because all of a sudden, even the kids that you didn't slide offers to are starting to get committable offers. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Look, Cookman and slid some people I know offers and told them, like, hey, man, I don't know if it's gonna work, bruh. We got some things we got to work on ourselves, quiet as it's kept. Might want to go somewhere else. You kind of risky for us because we ain't got our stuff together. Like, again, I saw one of the coaches up there. Hey, man, drop your film in. We trying to get a little something going. That's great. But do you know if you have a job next week? Like, you over here recruiting hard and you sliding offers, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, bro, what happened with that offer you had, man? See, what had happened was I had kind of, had the job at the time, but now, I ain't got it no more. Nobody wants to hear that crap. Like, especially if I'm depending on you for a scholarship. I'm over here turning other people down to come over to your FAMU, and you ain't got a FAMU to offer me. Like, y'all got to forgive me. I'm scrolling down to see if I can find coaches where he tried to slide it out there, like 24s, 25s. Coach Morgan, he out there still doing the good work of FAMU, passing game coordinator. He out there still recruiting. I mean, in his soft season when Riz was out there, but at the same point, Riz is a one of a kind guy. So you over here looking, and y'all know I argue with data. I ain't one of them that sit up here and just talk that talk and don't back it up. I make sure I come with receipts. I come with receipts. Look, there it is right there. Film rules, coach. 24s, 25s, 26s. Drop your highlights. I need running backs. I need receivers. I need tight ends. 5 touchdowns or better. I need offensive linemen. I need tight ends again. I need a quarterback. I need a D lineman. I need a linebacker. I need a DB. Guess what that tells me? I need every damn thing. Like, this is what pisses me off with the whole situation. Like, buddy just went up there and said, hey, man, I got this championship ring. You want to come over here and submit some film? We got 2 weeks and we look a little sharp. I don't know if we're going to make it. Lost a few dudes. I got a spot you can get, just saying. You might not play, but I can at least, use some warm bodies. Like, you really 2 weeks away from National Signing Day. And the coach literally just went out there and dropped a nice, quiet APB. Who want to apply? Come on. If you got some decent grades, we still looking. And we over here talking about, oh, yeah, we might hire a coach. What? Like, man, that's the kind of stuff that infuriates you about this. It's not so much just the dragging of legs and the dragging of feet. It's the fact that your competition is catching you. It's that they always told us when we played sports, while you sleep, I'm practicing. When you skipping workouts, I'm in the gym. When you not running routes, I'm getting work with the quarterbacks. Somebody's getting better while you're doing nothing. Nobody said you're getting worse. But National Signing Day is in a few weeks. Miss me with this. We'll have a coach by National Signing Day. It's too late. How many of the kids did you miss out on in this recruiting cycle? And especially in a time where, let's be real, if you're a new coach coming into FAMU, it's really not that bad because you can still come out here and talk about championships. If you come in, hell, my man said by Monday you should have a coach, but you know how that goes. If you got somebody by Wednesday, Thursday, because they said in the meeting, hey, we can do interviews in one day. Like, okay. So you can do interviews same day and call the people at the end of the day? Like, because especially if you're an outsider coming in, you got to bring in a whole new staff. So you got to re-recruit the team and bring in new kids. Whereas if you already here, hey man, let's run this back as best as possible. We already talked to these kids. We got our recruiting information. You may have that contact still with Riz. Hey man, what kids, you think you could slide over to us, that we can still talk to or whatever that we brought on campus. Like, you got something. But to come in here this close late, like it's but 30. Like literally. You're not on time. You're past time. Like, the bridegroom is coming with some oil and your butt ain't ready. And you over here sitting there, you got some oil? You saw what the book said about that. Yeah, you're gonna be looking for oil. He's gonna come up and then that train gonna be gone. Like, real talk. You should have a coach by Thursday or Friday, preferably somebody already on staff, so that you can extend out your offers, solidify the kids that are on the fence, and on National Signing Day, have your recruiting class done. But still, you're gonna still have to bring in some more kids. You got to go to hit the JUCOs, see if you can build some relationships or repair relationships. Like we just saw last week, FAMU lost what, 3 recruits? One of them that you had in there commits to Miami. Like, did y'all see Rodney Hill? Running back from Florida State, was committed to FAMU, left NIL money on the table. I said, nah, I going on over to FAMU. You lost your coach, no vision, no heck clue what you're doing. All right, boy. You gone. You lost a linebacker. You lost a cornerback. Like, can you get these kids back? Maybe. I mean, Hill, no. That boy going to Miami. Like, he gonna wear orange and green, and you gonna play against him. He gonna get some yards. But at the same point, can you talk to a General Hunt? He hadn't committed anywhere yet. Like, but at the same point, dragging your feet so long and being so adamant about a bad idea. Let's call it what it was. It's a bad idea. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna pick someone different. No, and it didn't work. And now to sit up here and you see these stakeholders, pacify them if you want to. Like, sit up here and do the same thing Larry Robinson did with you and don't learn from his mistake, you're a freaking fool. On Larry, you're dumb as hell. If you sit up here and follow Larry Robinson's footsteps, hire somebody that was outside of the top, whatever, and say, I'm going rogue, you will not get the same leash Larry gets, because you can't do what Larry did. Larry's taken FAMU out of APR issues. He's gotten FAMU to being number one HBCU many times over. Like, academically, when it comes to sacks, y'all ain't got no concerns. Your degree is good. But your athletic program, look, respectfully, it is not a slight on anyone. You ain't got that cachet. Because, yeah, there's championships while you've been here, but the man that's behind you is responsible for about 2-3 of them boys. Like, some of them is Michael Smith's. Like, just keeping it real. Michael Smith and Easton hired most of them people that won championships. So you don't get that kind of leeway to sit up here and say, hey, I'm going to do what I want to do. And then you get a bowling fiasco with a coach that's 26 years old. You're doing what 26-year-olds do. Like, come on, man. Me, 26? Man, please. I was not that responsible. I'm not saying that she's not. But when you sit up here and you read what people are saying, yeah, it sounds right. It sounds like something I did when I was 26. And I'm not judging the girl. I'm just saying. Like, JT, it's still sad because if any of the coaches on staff are selected, we really wasted weeks. Hello, and money. And the craziest part of this is the search committee and the search firm told you the same thing everyone else said. That's the crazy part. Like, for me, the worst of this is that the search firm pretty much said you should have hired an internal person from the word go. And they were trying so hard today to get that needle moved to say, can we get a 5th person? Like, because I don't know if y'all heard the person. I heard the guy, oh, yeah, we need 3 people in and 3 people out. And they're like, we got 4. We got 4 names. And Buddy tried that like for a good 10 minutes. We got 4 names. And finally, think Kelvin Dean, Selvin Cobb, President Johnson, and the F Club person say, oh, all us got the same 4 people. Well, let's just pick out them 4 and be done. And they over there looking like, this is not what this lady hired us for. This lady hired us to find somebody outside, and we can't do it. Like, if with those 4, my opinion, listening to what they said and listening to what was, and look, that thing went around the circle. Who. I mean, hey, who you got? Nope, I got the same 4. I got the same 4. I got the same 4. It literally went around. Will it go round in circles? Will it go around? Look, it did just like that. That thing went around in circles, and they were like, "We have 4 people. We're good. We can vote right now. Send it to AD Sykes. We done it." And then Buddy's sitting over there looking like, "Man, she ain't gonna be happy with us. She gonna pay me my money. Because if I don't give her the person she want, she might not cut the check. And I heard she run a little short. She don't pay me my money. I'm gonna sue somebody." Like you can see Buddy spinning his chair. He over there rocking a little bit, got a little nervous. He was sweating too. Like, man, shoot, we were supposed to find an outsider. And she gave us these little book parameters, and we still can't get somebody from outside. This ain't working. Like, look, pretty much. Go back and watch it. If somebody's got it where you can watch, I know somebody mentioned Scotty Bear been in and got kicked out. I don't know. They pretty much are telling you the best hire is an internal hire. And then once you do the committee, look, it was like them crabs was in league. Like them cats was like, "Oh, it's Billy Rowe. Look, lawsuit more costly than the contract amount." Really? Right. So it just came out that all of this was wasted time. Like you look, oof, I don't know about that. This is what it feels like. Y'all know I like to, Tamara, I like to say what it feels like. What it feels like. I told y'all my AD tight. Yeah, I was picking up my AD by the gold shoes. Y'all gonna leave her alone by the gold shoes. Boy, I was at the state. The lady was giving her the business. I was like, man, you don't get off that lady. I don't care what kind of shoes she wear. But she roasted her too. I was like, y'all Negroes is ruthless. But I really think the idea was we'll get a new coach. We'll save a little money, and I ain't got to ask the DSOs for no money if it's less than 200,000. I'm good. And I think that fell apart. Like, yeah. Look, first meeting with the firm, they said they had to look for coordinators with the salary alone. Look, and honestly, if you hire Billy Roll, you don't need any coordinators. If you hire James Colsey, you don't need any coordinators. They're already there. Like, let's be real. Oh, James Colsey leaves. You need a DB coach. His name is Pat Watkins. He went to Lincoln High School. He went to the Florida State University. He played for the Dallas Cowboys. He also played in the Canadian Football League. And he's been a coach on staff for a year. And he's from Tallahassee. The kids are saying keep it together for a reason. You got a tight ends coach already there. Like, look, do your job, forget the nepotism. Thank you, Mr. Kitchens. I think that's part of our problem. We keep looking around like they went to Grambling. They went to Grambling. I forgot to mention the guy from Virginia State. I know somebody said he was the head coach offer or potential that was on the list too. She went to Virginia State. Like, you can't make this stuff up because we're not stupid. One of the things I love about FAMU's fan base, we're educated. And we'll be half drunk and still tell you the God honest truth. We'll read you right, but we know our stuff. We're not one of those fan bases that's dumb. We do research and we're petty. We do research because we like to be petty. Like, I'm sorry. When we say we brag different, we mean it. We do brag different. Like, we look, we just different. And you come up there with that bull job, it ain't gonna work, man. Like, what will Forrest Gump say about the search? Stupid is and stupid does. But that's what he heard from Lieutenant Dan. Like, I said that. You played yourself. Like, you played yourself. Don't know how other way to say it. Because In the search firm, we saw this a mile away. Like anyone who kind of looked was like, yeah, internal hire. And the worst of it was the landscape of college football says the same thing. You look at the Alabama hire. Is that guy an Alabama coach? No. But does he have experience with the system? Yeah. All the main coaches that they were looking for coached under Saban. But then what also happened at Alabama? A lot of the Alabama players, they're going to Florida State. Especially kids in Florida. Like, just they got a new coach. Wasn't the coach we had had? I'm gone. You start looking around when these schools are making replacements for successful coaches, they bring somebody from on the staff or they get people from other successful places and bring them there, i.e., South Carolina State. Chennis Berry. Look at the staff he's created. Look at the players he's bringing in. Look at how oh crap, you got relationships in Florida. Let me get you. You from South Carolina. You understand our people. You understand our culture. Like, it's not rocket science. Like, come on, man. Like, this ain't play pimping, baby. You can't fool a fooler. Like, I know what's up. I already knew what time of day it was when you got here. And we've been saying that. Hire somebody from inside. The kids have said, hire somebody from inside. And the worst of it is, they told you in the other meeting, they started to see it. Like, man, we've been telling you, we want somebody from inside for weeks. Hello. Like, these are college kids. They major in finessing. Like, college? Half of college is how can I get over? You think these kids ain't gonna realize you trying to play them like a fiddle? Like, come on. These kids ain't stupid. Like, yeah, they do dumb stuff because they're college kids. What did you do at 18 and 20 without social media being what it is? These kids aren't dumb. Like, they realize real quick, you're running game on us. Like, you asking us questions, but you ain't gonna give us the answers we want. Like, that's why you can see Kelvin D. I love that about him. Look, that boy definitely got some Tallahassee in him because he up there. Nope. This is what it is. I think we should do this. That boy, natural leadership skills. Like, you start seeing him in a meeting, redirect the meeting. We get off topic. Back that way. Y'all, she been going left. Let's take this right. Like, these kids aren't stupid. Junior over there. Nah, we kind of, we want somebody from inside. Like, you keep hearing the same thing over and over again. Guess what? The kids are willing to accept failure if you give them what they want because they're going to say, this is us. This was our choice. This is what we wanted. But you sit up there and come on, y'all. She ain't from Florida. So y'all Florida people, let's let her know how we really is. How we really is. You give me somebody I want, man, I didn't even know much like them in the first place, man. I don't want to play for them. Man, Jit got me messed up. I'm sick of him. Y'all already know. Like, that's exactly how we are. Y'all, we quick. And yes, I embodied every one of my students. Jit get on my nerves. Who thinks she talking to like that? I don't even much like her like that. Y'all already know. Like, that's it. That's just the real. It's gonna be Jit this and Jit that and Jit this and Jit that. And that new coach, especially if he ain't from Florida, man, who are you calling a Jit? You Jit? It's like, sorry, dude. That's the way these kids talk. Everybody's Jit. But you got to figure this out. And you got like 3 days to do it. That's my timeline. But then tomorrow, boy, you better cook them numbers. Boy, you better get the Betty Crocker rolling. Because right now, the math ain't mathing. The budget ain't budgeting. Like the OBC thing, they brought that up for a purpose. That was petty. Like, hey, we pulled out of the OBC. They did that to show that your budget is looking shoddy. Hey, the Peak Sports deal is done. They did that to show your budget is shoddy. I talked about the Kraft Nissan thing. I got that from the street committee. Very reliable source. But still, like you talking about raffle tickets and we got $5,000, bruh. Like they do 50-50 raffles at the Magic game. So I'm not even gonna be like, don't nobody do that. But come on. I told y'all the setup is in. Look, Dimitri, you said it best. He made me proud. I love Kelvin Dean as a fan. No homo. Oh, this must be a valuable lesson learned in future hiring practice. Otherwise, it's time wasted. True. True. Uh, it would have been easy to give Roll or cousin Cozy, excuse me, a 2-year contract. If it works, she's good with Rattler Nation. If not, exactly. And then the thing with Cozy, this is my thing with Cozy and Roll. They have connections that go outside of FAMU that are very different. Like Smitty's got some of those connections too. Like honestly, I mean Nick Saban retired, but still, like Smitty probably still knows some people at Florida State, Florida, but Cozy played at Florida State. Like you walk over there, hey man, come back over here. We got you. You know, I played at Florida State. Da, da, da. He could sell him that. Like Billy Roll, I played at FAMU, South Florida legend. Believe his son played high school ball. Like you got some of that. You got that on the staff. Like it'd have been easy. Them boys. Then you gonna ask for some money? Man, look, y'all already know. Look, that's the real thing right there. Because I don't know if y'all saw the meeting on what was that, Wednesday? When they were going over the budget, and she was talking about how the top schools getting all this money from DSOs, and it's like, yep. But guess what? If you don't fix this, you won't be one of them top schools. Like this screams of fix it, Felix. Might as well not include those 50-50 raffles with the budget. Look, it was like 5 stacks. Look, if you want to get it to me, I'll take it though. But yeah. Earl Kitchens, he said it right, Mr. Kitchens. Fundraising HBCUs, it's a 2-person job. It really is. And I think that was the other thing, because you have a marketing person. Bro, you got to at least cover your salary. Like, don't get me wrong. Y'all be hitting up the Piggly Wiggly kind of hard, but that brother can only do so much. Like, yeah, Publix has been a faithful supporter. TMH, I think, is still rocking with you. But you got to start finding new revenue streams. Like, Vaughn is kind of keep poking you in the elbow, poking you in the ribs. Hey, get back on terrestrial radio. Get back on terrestrial radio. Like, at some point, you need to figure out how you can get back on 96.1 jams, because them games can be on iHeartRadio all over the place. Because, yeah, now the company she is talking about, they do a lot of games on like across the nation, actually. Like they actually put some games on your Sirius XM and other places like that. But the thing is, you got to get that out there. So it's gonna be interesting, y'all. But we seeing thousands of dollars, not hundreds, EA, thousands for the 50-50 raffle. Thousands. Look, we lost $2 million in revenue. Look, I'm just gonna say it like this: we were in the black at the beginning of the season. We're not in the black anymore. Some of that maybe on bills that are gonna come due, checks that's coming in, stuff that's not reported. So we're gonna see tomorrow. That's gonna be real interesting. But boy, that's gonna be a tight conversation. Like that board of trustees meeting, they were. Go back and listen to their tone. They weren't happy. Like some of them, tell y'all now, some of them don't like her. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. Some of them don't like her. Some of them don't mess with her. You can tell. Like it ain't even a somebody told me type situation. Check their body language. Check their tones. Like half of this is how you talk to people. Like if I really don't like you, man, I really won't deal with you. But if I like you, I'll help you. I'll talk nice to you. But in this case, look, little baby said it best. You could tell. Like go back. We talked about the Willie things, and Willie over there crunching that hat. Like, man, I hope she shut the hell up. But man, oof, it's on the fundraiser, you could tell it's look. Oh, the elephanty people, boy. Yeah, I know the Reds fight. Sorry, I was. Yeah, y'all know. Then one thing though, you ain't gonna challenge. You ain't gonna square up with one of them. Look, y'all know Delta's throw hands. Who bringing in new sponsorship dollars after winning? Right. Where's the money? Like, where is the deal? Ooh, doesn't one of them have a son on the team? Boy, just saying. That has to be awkward. But like all jokes aside, this should be a time where we're talking about record revenue. Even when Willie left, the shift was there. You just had to pivot. That's it. Just say, hey, coach left to take a better opportunity. And he's not the only one who's doing that. We just saw the University of Buffalo's head coach left his head coaching job to become a position coach at the University of Alabama. So for us to be like, oh, Willie Simmons, no, that's unprecedented. It's bull. Like we just saw a coach do it at the FBS level. So we've seen that. Now, granted, was he black? Absolutely. But it is what it is. So it's gonna be interesting. Look, Will said she played this wrong. Go announce for the football coach and men's and women's basketball could have been hers. Exactly. Like, I'm be real with y'all. I don't want anybody off those staffs. Like, I don't. They're not winning. Like, women's basketball, it's been a minute. Men's basketball, I mean, we had that 1 year with McCullum where he did win Coach of the Year. That's been 3 years ago. Other than that, FAMU basketball ain't really been popping since Mike Gillespie left. Like, real talk. Like, just being honest about it. So, but we're gonna see y'all. Look, hopefully by Thursday, when we come up on here, we have a coach. We'll definitely have a show, if the good Lord permits. But by then, you need a coach. If you don't have a coach by Friday, man, look, that recruiting is gonna be shot to hell. Because otherwise, it's not how you do it. And we're seeing from other schools, that's not how you do. And you take care of your assistants. You just saw what Florida State did. Even in the midst of what could have been a scandal, they still took care of their assistant, who was a brother. So just saying, y'all. But for Herb Stewart of Black Techies, this is the Fangs Up podcast on HBCU Digital Network. Look, go check out Herb. Herb's over there with HBCU Nightly doing a little basketball thing. Not a little. They're doing big basketball things over there. Y'all know that's his sport. That's his gift. That's his anointing for y'all sanctified and saved people. So go check out Herb over there. Y'all know I always support my brother over there. Man, brother from another mother. So continue to support him. Looking to see, some new stuff from the Black Techies coming soon. But definitely check them out over there. They got a little something going to basketball stuff. And hopefully, any basketball get a win. We need this tomorrow. Like, come on, y'all. Get this win. But look, see y'all soon. Thursday. Hopefully we have a coach. If not, well, we're gonna talk about this budget meeting though. Woo! And look, if I don't get to it, go check out Brian and Kelvin and the whole family over there, ONG Strike Zone. They're gonna talk about it. But right here, it's always gonna be Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started. Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, how